Hello again, everyone. Today I am here to profile just one fountain pen ink, and that is this Origin #1 ink from Yoseka Stationery. For those of you that watch my channel regularly, you know that I really love Yoseka Stationery for all things stationery and ink and fountain pen and everything else that they carry. And this sold out during the first production of it, and then it came back in stock recently. It seems like it kind of goes in and out of stock, so if I will put a link below to the ink, and if it is out of stock, you know, just put in a little in stock reminder. I think they still have that, or just check back later, because it seems like they're going to be having it for a while. And I think that this is the ink is done by Ink Institute, specifically for Yoseka Stationery, and they actually released this, sorry, I'm trying to get the ink open. They actually released this at the same time that they released a Sailor fountain pen that's specific to them, with a color that is similar to this, a sort of dark green. And then they also issued a little pen tray that's made out of wood, which is also really pretty. So you can check those out. I only got the ink just because the ink is relatively inexpensive, and I am not really in the market for a new Sailor pen right now or a pen holder. But this ink looks lovely. So what I am going to do is I'm going to test this in my ink swatch book here. I'll put a link below to the video where I talk about the setup for this. And I'm going to go ahead, I have a page marked here. And because I'm just doing one ink today, I'm also going to do the coloring swatch as well on this little sheet, because there'll be plenty of time to do both. So I'm going to put this one off to the side. I've already marked it up with my square stencil, where I will have the ink sample, and we'll go through that after I put the sample in the book. I had a couple of extra spaces down here, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the next available one here. And then, as usual, I have my automatic pen, which is a size 3A here to do the swatches, and then I also have a glass pen. The links to all of these are in the video that I linked talking about this fountain pen swatch setup. Fountain pen ink swatch setup, that is. Okay, so I'm going to move these things off to the side, and then I also have a pot of water off to the side so that I can rinse off my tools in between. Although I probably won't thoroughly rinse them until the end, just because we're just doing the one color. So there we go. And I often try to open fountain pen ink bottles before I start, but luckily this one is fine, because I've had some trouble before with a couple of Monteverde inks where they I couldn't open the bottle. So this, I just turned it upside down so that you could get a little bit of mixing, just in case some of the pigment has settled in the bottle. But let's go ahead and get going here. And I don't have a lot of good green inks. I mean, there's lots of green inks out there available, but I've had sort of a hard time finding greens that I like. And I know, as with most things color, it's very specific to the person as to what you like. But this one looks like a beautiful, darker shading green. So far, really, really liking that. It's really pretty. And so I don't have to rinse this off. I'm actually going to go ahead and do the swatch on this little guy with my automatic pen here now too. That way I'm not wasting any ink, and I can just go from one to the other. Okay. And I've noticed that most inks do show up quite differently on this coloring paper from my little notebook here, which is Tomoe River paper. I believe it's the 68 gram Tomoe River paper. And for those of you that have not heard, the latest rumor is that Tomoe River paper is going to be going away entirely. For a while there, they were manufacturing the paper at a different location or on a different machine, something like that, and the qualities of the paper were a little bit different than the earlier versions of the paper, but now it sounds like they are going to completely discontinue. There's still a lot of stock out there, I think, so I don't think there's any reason to panic buy necessarily, but if you are a huge fan of Tomoe River paper, it might be a good time to get your favorite brands. I think that most of my favorites had already changed to the new Tomoe River paper, which I was not very fond of. So we shall see. But anyway, I digress with that. This is a very lovely green. I'm really, really liking this. I'm going to put this off to the side, and then I will bring it back out to put the labeling on here once we're almost done here. So let's go ahead and do the rest of these. Oh, it seems to flow really nicely too. So I'm just going to call this Yoseka Stationery. Oops, oh, I kind of abbreviated stationery, didn't I? And then there's a little thing on my page there. Stationery. Origin number 01, which makes me wonder if they're going to have more than just this one ink. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that the company that makes this is Ink Institute, but I'm just going to leave it as that here labeled. And I kind of didn't even think about it and went ahead and rinsed off my glass dip pen, but we really didn't need to do that. I'm going to put this book off to the side and swap out for this one, and then I will bring that back. So I'm going to go ahead and label this here. Again, I'm just going to call it Yoseka Stationery. This time spelled it correctly. And then this is Origin number 01. Okay, and then I am going to try to do an ink ring on here with the top of the cap. We'll see how this goes. And it doesn't look like this ink is super staining, but it clings to the glass dip pen just a little bit, so it might be sort of semi-staining. Let's see, so I'm actually going to shake the glass bottle upside down, and then let's see if I can actually get an impression on the top of this jar. Some jars of ink work better than others for doing this little ink ring trick. Bring that out here. I think this one's gonna work okay. Yeah, there we go, perfect. I'm gonna put that down there. And then let's go ahead and bring the notebook back out. Yes, this mat that I have on my desk from Galen Leather is getting really nice and marked up with ink, which is totally fine by me because that's kind of why you have it. Okay, let's actually cover up these top ones so that it's not too distracting. So here we have the Yoseka Stationery Origin number 1 ink, and this is on the coloring paper. It's not quite dry yet. Here you can see in the areas that it's dried, it does dry a little bit lighter, but it looks like it's going to be more sort of true green on this paper, and it has a little bit more of a blue, hint of blue in this one. Inks pretty much always look different depending on the paper you're using, so it's really going to vary, but this way you have at least a couple of different examples. I'll go ahead and bring that a little bit closer up to the camera so you can see. It's already doing some drying up there in the corners, and then there is the same ink on the Tomoe River paper. All right. But yeah, I fully support Yoseka Stationery and pretty much everything they do because I think they're a great little company. They are always so nice whenever you order from them. They always send you little notes with your orders, which I think is a really great personal touch, and I highly recommend them. I will put a link down below to this ink and, like I said, to this swatch book setup. If you have any questions about anything I talked about today, feel free to ask below and I'll answer when I can. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel, and I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. Thanks so much. Bye.